Okay. Sorry about that. Now it says here, verse 4, now to him that worketh is the reward not reckoned of grace, but of debt. So now if you work in the circumcision, he's saying if you work in the circumcision, because the Pharisees, this is actually going back to the Pharisees who believe that circumcision is the thing that actually justifies you. That's what they believe. That's why they didn't believe in Yahushua. They didn't believe that you could be justified through Yahushua. They knew who he was, but they didn't believe that you can be justified through him. They believe that you have to be justified through circumcision. So Paul is making it known or giving the understanding that we are not justified by circumcision, because circumcision cannot justify anyone to be saved or, to receive the kingdom of heaven or anything like that. It was the promise the Most High made to Abraham, saying that we should be circumcised, was a covenant that he made with Abraham. But Yahushua came to die to change that. Okay? Verse 5, it says, but to him that worketh not, meaning to him that didn't become circumcised. So it's actually going into the Pharisees and to the ones who they call the Gentiles, who were not circumcised and who were living among the other nations. So he says, but to him that worketh not, but believe on him that justifieth the ungodly, his faith is counted for righteousness. So because you have faith in Yahushua, that's counted as righteousness. Verse 6, even David spoke about this. Verse 6, even as David also describeth the blessedness of man, unto whom the Most High imputed righteousness without works, meaning without the works of the law, the part of the law that says that you must be circumcised. So blessed is the man who righteousness is imputed on, who did not receive the act of circumcision, who was not circumcised in the foreskin of the flesh, but believe on Yahushua, and by his belief he shall be saved. Not by circumcision. Circumcision is nothing if you're not keeping the commandments. Okay? So let's move on to verse 7. Verse 7. Saying, blessed are they whose iniquities are forgiven, and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man to whom the Lord, the Most High, will not impute sin. Okay, so blessed is the man who the Most High did not place sin on. Okay. So we're moving on to verse 9. Verse 9, cometh this blessedness then upon the circumcision only, or upon the uncircumcision also? Now, this is a question. He's asking if this blessedness comes on the circumcision only, meaning the Pharisees, okay? Does it only come on the Pharisees, or upon the uncircumcision also? So meaning the Gentiles, who are the same children as the Pharisees. They're the same people. Okay? The Pharisees, the ones who they call the Gentiles, they're the same people. Because the Pharisees was calling the one who were uncircumcised and that was living among the other nation at that time, Gentiles. Because they looked at them as the same. They were uncircumcised, they were not following the traditions, so they were considered to be Gentiles. Okay, so now we're going to move on to verse 10.